Episode of Tool Time! Alright, on today's episode we're talking all about nail guns. These things are complete game changers to the framing industry. I'm going to have a special ghost host with me today, Mrs. Norton. Come on in. Alright, so I'm going to be showing her how to use our nail guns, just as I'll be teaching you guys, and she's going to demonstrate for us how to do it. First off, we have to be safe, so go ahead. Put on your safety glasses. Alright, so we got some old school nail guns all the way up to new. So this one's my new favorite. I personally just got one. This thing is awesome. The brand new M18 Fuel 30-degree framing nailer is a game changer. It leverages a nitrogen spring mechanism, power state brushless motor, and red link intelligence to provide you with pneumatic performance and the convenience and freedom of cordless power. This baby will fire 3 nails per second with 0 ramp-up time, meaning the nail is fired as soon as you pull the trigger. And of course, this works with all red lithium-ion batteries from Milwaukee. Oh yeah! Let me tell you, this thing is a beast. This thing will outperform all these things with no cord, but we'll get to this one. First, we're going to start with their traditional pneumatic. Alright, so this is your normal framing gun. This is going to shoot a 30-degree nail, and it is going to fire is collated like this. And so first thing is how we're going to load it. So to load this one, what you got to do, you slide this mechanism back, and then you just drop it in here. And I love this action because all you got to do is squeeze this, and you're ready to fire. All right, and so I'm going to let you do all that, but first I'm going to show you how to fire as well. If you squeeze the trigger, nothing happens. You got to use the safety. And how you do the safety, you push it into the wood piece. Pow! Be prepared, there's a little bit of recoil, so you're just going to push it in, pow! Squeeze the trigger, and that's it. There's going to be air that shoots out the top, so be ready if it hits you in the face or something. It's just air, it won't hurt you. When shooting a nail gun, if you don't engage the tip, squeeze the trigger, nothing happens. You have to first engage it straight in, and then squeeze the trigger. Again, and so you can shoot on an angle, or this way. But again, what has to happen is you have to engage that tip. Alright, so from ground up, I'm going to unload it and let you do it yourself.
I'm a lefty, so
oh. Yep, and then just squeeze those two together. Slides up. Now again, press it in. Just like that. It's that easy. Alright, so now we're going to show off our next one. This one has a coil action, meaning the nails, instead of a strip, you have a big long coil. And so this one's a little different. This time, again, if you squeeze the trigger, it won't shoot, but now the safety mechanism is reversed. Your trigger is your safety. First you engage the front, and then squeeze the trigger. Trigger in, every time you bump that front, it's going to shoot a nail. So this one's a little bit more dangerous. You don't want to use this normally, but when you're sheeting a wall, let's say, you're going to be doing this a whole bunch of times. You don't have to pick it up and the whole time. You basically slide down your board. So it's a little more dangerous because every time you bump it, and so people hurt themselves, they'll shoot themselves in the leg or something because they aren't paying attention. But if you're being careful, this one again is safe. So go ahead, you can try this one. So again, if you squeeze the trigger, every time you hit the wood, it's going to shoot a nail. Up and down just like that. Yep. See how the double fire? It's just a little bit trickier than that one. I like that one better, personally. All right. So now, the last one, again, my new favorite. It's a little heavy because it's battery powered. So, gotta turn it on here. And this one loads very similarly. When loading a strip of nails, all you're going to do, take your strip, make sure you have it lined up right, slide it in, and you're gonna pull this catch back and let it go. And you're ready to fire. Getting to do this with no cord attached compared to that thing, we have to drag it all over the job site.
Yeah.
This still has its place. Sometimes you're doing a lot of framing, a lot of roofing. This can't quite keep up, but for the normal jobs, this thing is plenty for you can do. So, what do you think?
Oh, that's definitely my favorite.
Definitely your favorite?
Yeah.
Cool. So what are some dangers you think that would happen with using these tools?
I can see if you were in a hurry and you weren't paying attention, especially with this one, you could very easily shoot a nail when you didn't intend to.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So yes, never disable the trigger. Some people don't do that, so disable all the safety. So basically every time it touches, it fires. I've seen guys shoot their ankles together because they'll climb up a ladder and it shoots them right in the leg because it just bumps into their leg. So you're going to make sure you don't disable the safeties. When you're working on them, say you got a jam, make sure you take off the cord or unplug your battery because you don't want it to fire into your hand while it's working. Another thing we'll show is when you're firing a nail, make sure your hand is at least 6 inches away. Your nail is only 3 inches, so it's not going to get you if you keep your hand away. But a nail could curl. You never know. You could shoot the nail there and it could pop up next to it just because of the grain of the wood or something. Nails can curl. So make sure you stay at least 6 inches away. All right? And that's your basic safety features. Make sure you have safety glasses on. Keep your hands away and go to town. All right. So now what we're looking at, this is your basic wall setup. It's miniaturized, but so this is what your normal wall framing will look like. You're going to have your layout, and then you're going to have your studs that you put in between. And so I just want to show the proper and safe way to go to nail off these studs and keep all your fingers safe. So again, we want to keep our hands 6 inches away for the most part. I'm going to turn it sideways so you can see it first for the camera. And so when you nail, sometimes you have to get closer, right, to hold everything safe. So again, I said 6 inches, so this isn't safe. But if you go and nail, you're going to have to do 2 nails. So you start out on the bottom first, right? So you can hold the board up here. These fingers are curled away. I'm just leveling the top. I can shoot the bottom nail. And now everything's held in place. Back your hand up and shoot the second. So if you get in that habit of always doing the first nail, moving your hand back, shooting the second, you won't be in danger of shooting your fingers. So start out habit slow, get used to it, and then you can speed up as you go. Most accidents happen because guys are just rushing. And again, with their fingers right here, I'll show a nail that's going to miss, just for example. If my finger were right here, look how many fingers that would have hit if I was holding the board like this. So you want to make sure you keep your hand back so that nail, if you miss, isn't going to hit your fingers. All right, so you want to go ahead and we'll put this one together. So we can start, go ahead, we'll start on this one. You're a lefty, aren't you?
I'm a lefty.
I'll swing it this way.
Okay, thanks. Is that right?
Yep, just engage the nose and squeeze. Now move your hand back before you fire the second one. There you go. Just like that. And again, as you build up the habits, it'll get faster and faster. Go ahead and finish nailing these two off.
Okay. Missed it.
Yep, so go ahead.
Did we get the bottom one too?
Yep, go ahead and get the bottom one. Alright, there you go. And you can see, misses sometimes happen. And so this is why it's important to keep your fingers away, because you never know. This isn't a big deal. You can take your hammer and smack those out and pull those later, or just tap them flat, depending on your situation. But sometimes, again, misses happen, so keep your fingers out of the danger zone. Thank you, Ms. Norton, for joining us on this episode. And as you can see, nail guns, they might seem intimidating at first, but they're really not that hard to use. And if you get your habits good in the beginning, start out slow, you're going to be nice and safe. So thanks for watching. Join us next time for the next episode of Tool Time!